Arsenal are not winning anything. Do 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 do. 700 mil down the drain. Do 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 do. Arteta thought he'd win it all, but he forgot they changed the ball. Now Arsenal are not winning anything, nothing at all. Ooh, 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 nothing at all. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, 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 nothing at all.
I'm sure by now you've all heard the song, Arsenal is not winning anything. It's been playing on repeat for 2 seasons straight, and at this point, even the most die-hard Gunners fans are starting to wonder if the needle is ever going to move. But let's be real, on paper, this team should be lifting trophies. Odegaard pulling the strings, Saka terrorizing defenses, Gabriel and Saliba forming an impenetrable wall at the back, and new arrivals like Declan Rice and Jurrien Timber adding serious depth. This squad screams dominance, right?
Watching Arsenal is watching Netflix, You always wait for the next season. And trust me, every season is going to be like that. So don't even get involved, Joe. I'm like really nice, peaceful. Of course, United right now is a disaster. But please don't speak about Arsenal because now you're going to cry what? For the referee? Come on.
If you saw this lineup on FIFA, you'd bet your last coin on them cleaning up the Premier League and making a deep Champions League run. But real life? Injuries, bad luck, and some absolutely baffling refereeing decisions are turning Arsenal's dream into a nightmare. If you thought this was the year Arsenal finally broke their trophy drought, well, let's just say, keep dreaming. Let's break it down. Arsenal doesn't just have a list of injuries, they've got an entire novel. Odegaard, Zinchenko, Timber, Saka, Jesus. The names keep piling up like a bad horror movie sequel. It's as if their training ground is built on an ancient burial site, cursed to take out a key player every week. And it's not just fringe players getting sidelined, it's the stars. Odegaard is the heart of this team. Without him, Arsenal's midfield loses its creative spark. Fabio Vieira could have filled in, but surprise, he's off on loan. That leaves Trossard, who, while talented, isn't a natural playmaker in the same mold as Odegaard. Then there's Saka. Losing him is like PSG losing Mbappe. No backup can truly replace what he brings. His speed, creativity, and ability to show up in clutch moments make Arsenal's attack twice as dangerous. Without him, they're a shadow of themselves. And don't even get me started on the left-back situation. Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, and Timber have all been in and out, turning that position into a revolving door of instability. Arsenal's system relies on attacking fullbacks who can invert into midfield and support the attack. Take those players away, and the entire tactical setup collapses. Mikel Arteta has been forced into constant patchwork solutions, and it's killing Arsenal's momentum. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the anti-Arsenal refereeing conspiracy. Before you roll your eyes, just hear me out. Red cards? Arsenal gets them faster than you can blink. VAR decisions? It's like the referees are flipping a coin and hoping for the worst. Every week, Arsenal fans are left screaming at their screens as dodgy calls go against them while their rivals get away with murder. Arsenal already has more red cards this season than some teams have picked up in the last 5 years. They've played nearly 20% of their league minutes with only 10 men. How do you compete for titles when you're constantly playing with a numerical disadvantage? It's like trying to win a marathon while carrying an extra 20 pounds. VAR has become Arsenal's worst enemy. Martinelli gets shoved in the box? Play on. An opposing player barely gets brushed by an Arsenal defender? Penalty. Meanwhile, other teams are getting away with challenges that look more like rugby tackles. Just look at Manchester United. Despite ramping up their aggressive play, their fouls haven't increased nearly as much as Arsenal's. Coincidence? I think not. Injuries and suspensions don't just hurt Arsenal's squad depth. They throw Arteta's entire system into disarray. Arsenal's style is built on fluidity, Zinchenko drifting into midfield, White overlapping on the right, Odegaard orchestrating everything in the center. When those key pieces are missing, the entire system falls apart. Take the recent Liverpool match. Arsenal looked sharp in the first half, with Saka back in the lineup and leading the charge. But by the second half, the cracks started to show. Timber was cramping, Gabriel had an ice pack on his knee, and the team looked exhausted. Liverpool smelled blood and pounced. This has been the story of Arsenal's season, starting strong but crumbling under the weight of their own misfortune. Arteta has been forced to use emergency solutions, like playing Partey as a makeshift right-back, throwing inexperienced players like Miles Lewis-Skelly into high-pressure situations, and relying on the bench for crucial moments. While it works in the short term, it's not sustainable for a team chasing titles. Here's a hot take. Arsenal doesn't have a reliable 20-goal-age season striker. Gabriel Jesus is an elite player. He presses, he creates, he scores. But he's not an Erling Haaland or a Harry Kane. Arsenal needs a striker who guarantees goals, game in and game out. Eddie Nketiah has stepped up when needed, but let's be honest, he's not the guy to lead a title charge. Arsenal's attack is more of a collective effort than a one-man show, and while that sounds good in theory, when the chips are down, you need a game changer. While Arsenal struggles to stay afloat, their rivals are thriving. Manchester City is still a machine, churning out wins like it's second nature. Liverpool has found their groove again. Even Tottenham, under Ange Postecoglou, is playing fearless, attacking football. Arsenal doesn't just need to be good, they need to be perfect to keep up. City has Haaland bagging goals for fun. Liverpool's midfield rebuild is paying off. Spurs are punching above their weight. Meanwhile, Arsenal is duct taping their squad together and hoping for the best. So, can Arsenal salvage something from this season? Sure, anything is possible. If Odegaard and Saka return at full strength, if the defense stabilizes, if referees stop handing out red cards like Halloween candy, then maybe, just maybe, they can make a late push. But realistically, it's tough to see Arsenal lifting a trophy this season. 2 seasons of so close, yet so far, is starting to take its toll. Arteta has worked miracles to bring Arsenal back to this level, but the cracks are showing. Injuries, suspensions, refereeing chaos, tactical instability, and a lack of an elite striker, it's all adding up. Arsenal fans, what do you think? Is this just a run of bad luck? Or is Arsenal simply not ready to compete at the highest level? Let me know in the comments. And if you're still holding out hope for a trophy, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more football breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.